I found my little sister's diary open on her bed, and the last entry wasn't written by her. I recognized the handwriting the second I saw it. Rounder, slower, deliberate. Not Mia's rushed 12-year-old scrawl. Someone else had written 3 pages in her notebook and signed it with her name. I sat down on her bed and read it twice before my hands started shaking. It described a secret club, a countdown, a promise that Mia was chosen and different from the other girls. It told her not to tell Mom because Mom wouldn't understand how special this is. It gave a time. Tonight, 11 p.m., the side gate by the garden shed. My first instinct was to scream for my parents, but I stopped myself on the stairs, hand on the railing, because I realized something worse. If I blew this up right now, whoever this was would vanish, and we'd never know who had been talking to my sister, for how long, or how many times they'd already met. So I did something I'm still not sure was right. I put the diary back exactly where I found it, and I waited. At dinner, Mia was quiet in a way she's never quiet. She kept touching her phone in her pocket like it was a small animal she was protecting. I asked her casually if anything fun happened at school. She said, "Not really," and smiled at her plate. After she went to bed, I did the thing I'd promised myself I'd never do. I picked a lock on her old tablet with a paperclip, the one Mom thinks is broken, and found the account. Not Instagram, not Snapchat, a gaming chat app none of us had heard of, where usernames look like passwords and nobody uses a real face. 4 weeks of messages. He called himself Kai, 17, according to his profile, but the way he wrote wasn't 17. It was patient in a way 17-year-olds aren't patient. He asked what time she got home. He asked which window was her bedroom. He asked if her parents worked late. He told her she was mature for her age, that adults wouldn't get it, that this was just between them. And then 3 days ago, the messages changed. He asked for a photo, not of her face. I closed the tablet and sat in the dark hallway outside her door until 2 a.m. because I didn't trust myself to walk downstairs without doing something I couldn't take back. The next morning, I didn't wake my parents. I called a number I found through a school safety pamphlet stuffed in a kitchen drawer, a cybercrimes tip line, and I told a woman named Detective Alvarez everything. My voice flat and fast so it wouldn't shake. She didn't lecture me. She asked 3 questions. Had Mia sent anything? Had money come up? And was tonight's meeting still on? Yes, no, yes. Don't confront your sister, she said. Don't confront him. We need the gate. That was the hardest sentence I have ever agreed to. I told my parents everything at 6 that evening, not before, because Alvarez said a house full of panic would leak. My mother's face did something I'd never seen it do, went white, then red, then completely still, like she'd stopped being a person and become a decision. My father wanted to drive to the gate himself with a bat. Alvarez talked him down over speakerphone for 11 minutes. At 10:40, 2 unmarked cars parked 2 streets over. At 10:55, an officer in a hoodie stood in our neighbor's yard, invisible in the dark. At 11:03, someone walked up to the side gate, not a teenager. A man, maybe 40, in a jacket too warm for the weather, carrying nothing, looking like he'd done this before. They took him before he touched the latch. Mia found out an hour later, when 4 officers and her parents were standing in the kitchen, instead of 1 boy at a gate. I will never forget her face collapsing in real time. Betrayal layered on top of betrayal. The club wasn't real, her secret wasn't safe, and her sister had read her diary and let the trap play out instead of just telling her the truth. The detective told us later he'd done this in 6 other towns, other diaries, other gates. Mia doesn't write in her diary anymore. She writes on paper we can't get to, and some nights I hear her crying through the wall, and I still don't know if what I did protected her or just taught her that the people closest to her will always, eventually, read what she thought was hers alone.